Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the law of genetics. So, various scientists has contributed and given laws. So, let's discuss. So, first of all, the scientist Mendel. Mendel is basically the father of genetics. It is the father of genetics, and on the basis of monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross, he has given different laws. So what is monohybrid cross? Monohybrid cross is basically the cross between pure plants on the basis of one character, and in a dihybrid there is a basically cross between the plants that are on the basis of two traits. Basically two traits are passed from one from the parents to offspring. So in monohybrid cross, he has given two laws. So first law is law of dominance, and second law is law of segregation. So first of all, what is law of dominance? Law of dominance is basically there are basically pair of alleles. For example, in height there are two alleles, right? Capital T, that is for tall plant, small t, that is for dwarf. When they are in homozygous state, they express themselves normally. For example, capital T, it will form tall plant, and when they are small t, dwarf, right? But however, when they are in heterozygous state, when two different alleles of a same gene combine together, how they are going to express? So capital T and small t, when come together, that is a heterozygous state, they will form tall plants. How? Because capital T is dominant in nature and small t is recessive in nature. Capital T has a dominant character, so that's why it will inhibit the expression of small t and express itself forming tall plant. जो कैपिटल टी है वो डोमिनेंट है, स्मॉल टी रिसेसिव है, तो कैपिटल टी स्मॉल टी के एक्सप्रेशन को इनहिबिट कर देगी, खुद एक्सप्रेस होगी टोल. So that is a law of dominance. When two different alleles are present, how they are going to express? So one that is a dominant will going to inhibit the recessive and express themselves. So that is a law of dominance. In this, basically factors are given. Factors are basically the unchanged substance that is passed from parent to offspring, and currently it is called as genes. Mendel has earlier give its name fact. Okay, so that is a law of dominance. Now we come to law of segregation. Law of segregation. What is law of segregation? When plants are self-crossed, now they are in diploid stage, right? But for further progeny formation, they have to form gametes. For gametes formation, they have to separate pair of alleles that segregate during gamete formation. That is a law. These are gametes, and in ploidy, these are gametes, and they get segregate during gamete formation. That is a law of segregation. जैसे क्या पेयर ऑफ alleles है, राइट, टू alleles, राइट. इसको क्या है, फॉर एग्जांपल ये मेल है, इसको क्या है, स्पर्म बनाना है, राइट. तो ये क्या करेगा, ये सेग्रीगेट होगा, मेल गमीट्स बनाएगा. मेल गमीट्स का डिवीजन क्या होगी, म्यूसिस. म्यूसिस से क्या होता है, हाफ हो जाता है, नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम हाफ होगा, तो क्या है, गमीट्स बनेंगे इन दी हैप्लॉइड हाफ स्टेज में. So that and during that gamete formation stage, they got separated. That is a law of segregation. Similar process in that. So that is a law of segregation. In monohybrid cross, phenotypic ratio is 3:1, and genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. In earlier class, I have completely described how it will form 3:1 and 1:2:1. Now we come to dihybrid crows that will inherit two traits. In this, law of independent assortment, we are going to discuss about the dihybrid crows in which Mendel has given law of independent assortment. What is law of independent assortment? Basically, there are two traits are involved. For example, pea plant. Mendel have worked on pea plant. So in the seed they have yellow color and round shape. That is a allele, right? So basically, when they forming gametes, they will inherit, they will separate without any interference of each other. For example, round allele will not affect yellow color allele, and yellow color allele will not affect round shape allele. Basically, they will segregate independently without interfering. They will segregate together, but do not have any interference with each other. That is a law of independent assortment. भी चाहे दोनों ट्रेड इकट्ठे जाएंगे बट एक दूजे ਨੂੰ ਇਫੈਕਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ। ਰਾਉਂਡ ਵਾਲਾ ਆਪਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੂ, ਯੈਲੋ ਵਾਲਾ ਆਪਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੂ, ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਟਰਫੇਰੈਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। that is a law of independent assortment. Now next law is a law of incomplete dominance. Law of incomplete dominance, that is given by Karl Correns. Karl Correns has given law of incomplete dominance, in which we have example of antirrhinum. Okay, these both law of incomplete dominance, law of codominance, these are exceptions to Mendel law. Why these both laws are exception to Mendel's law? Because Mendel has given law of dominance, in which either the character is dominant or recessive. There is no any intermediate form or blending or mixture. Intermediate forms are not given by him. But we will see blending or mixture here. Okay, and similarly it will form a in this law of incomplete dominance, it will form a mixture or blending. How? Let's discuss. For example, there is allele of red and white flower. Capital R represent red flower and small r white flower. So there are allele formation, progeny. Okay, that is a basically F2 generation. So what will happen? These are a homozygous state and it will form red flower. They are in heterozygous state. However, the red allele is not completely dominant. So in the small amount, small r will express, that way it form a mixture intermediate forms, that is a pink. That's why it is called mixture or blending, because red, if red have completely dominant over R, then we have then plants are formed of red flower. But however, red is not complete over small r, that way it will form a mixture or blending of pink flower. Similar here, pink, and their recessive state, that is a white. And ratio will be 1:1. And in this law of incomplete dominance, phenotypic and genotypic ratio is same. Phenotypic and genotypic ratio is same. Okay, so that is a law of incomplete dominance. Now we have come to law of codominance, when two dominant traits co-expressing each other. How? First of all, it is given by Thomas Hunt Morgan, the scientist that gave the law of codominance. And these are majorly example is blood groups, human blood groups. Human blood group is example of codominance, in which blood group is also example of multiple allele, because in blood groups there are 3 allele. This is a blood group A allele, blood group B allele, and this is a blood group O allele. There are 3 allele. More than 2 allele, that is a multiple allele. Okay. Now, capital IA and allele capital B, जो ब्लड ग्रुप ए और बी है ये डोमिनेंट इन नेचर है दोनों. क्या है? डोमिनेंट. किस पे? स्मॉल आई पे, बिकॉज इट इज अ रिसेसिव इन नेचर. So when blood group A and I allele come together, it will form blood group A, and IB small I come together, it will form blood group B. However, when IA, capital YB come together, it will form blood group AB, because both are dominant and both allele will express each other codominantly. That way it will form blood group AB. That is a law of codominance. These both are exception to Mendel's law. So that is a law of genetics. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, comment below. Keep learning, keep subscribing. Thank you so much.